with someone? You want someone around you can trust? You want someone around you can tie your life to in this way that weaves a rope? You want someone you can grow old with? You want someone to be a mother for your children, assuming you want children? And if you don't want children, well, you probably will. And if you don't, you're either deluded or immature. And you might say, well, no, the planet has too many people on it. It's like, yeah, whatever. Good luck with that. Every single one of your ancestors reproduced in an unending procession lasting 3.5 billion years. And they're all wrong, and you're right. I
wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child. I don't need to have a man. I don't need to pretend that I'm in love. I don't need to pretend that I want to be a mother. I don't need to stay at home and play giggle giggle with a little child who's just another slave in the system. I don't have to do any of this shit. Why should I do that? Why should I waste my resources doing this when there's other games that are much more fun that are available for me to play? Why? And don't tell me I will find fulfillment, because my mother didn't find fulfillment. My grandmother didn't find fulfillment. And that's why I'm the byproduct of their lack of fulfillment. So I'm talking as a woman, right? I'm the byproduct of my mom, my grandmother, and all these lineages of women that came before me. And I'm the byproduct of their discontent. And then you tell me I should do the same thing as they did. Well, quite clearly it didn't work out. So why I should do this? What's the point? How's that going to fulfill me? And the only reason I did that before, or a couple of generations ago, is because the zoo required me, through its ordained religious priests and its science of the time, which was religion, that imposes us to do that and gave us, this is what you are as a woman, you're supposed to give birth. And you as a man are supposed to go work in the field like a donkey. This was ordered by the zookeepers in order for us to create more slaves so that we can build the zoo and make the zoo structure increase and grow and grow and grow. So I didn't really want to have a child. I was obliged to have a child. It was what I did because there's nothing else to do. And that was what was told to me to do, even though it may match my biology. I didn't necessarily want to have a child. What for? What's in it for me?
Secure in your decision to have children, to be a parent, to bring life into this world, then why?
I'm a mom. I always planned on being a mom. I never could fathom not having children. And I learned so much from the child free by choice people. Because what y'all are effectively doing is pointing out the fact that you have given intentional thought behind procreation. Whereas a lot of people don't realize until after they've had kids that they never really considered the choice to not. And I don't mean that from the standpoint of regretting their children. I mean, they went into parenthood ill-equipped, ill-prepared, and pretty recklessly, honestly. Then along comes a child-free by choice person, listing out all the reasons you've decided to not have children. And the parents realize we never created our list for why we want to.
You hit 40, you're gonna want kids.
First of all, how are you gonna sit here and tell me what I do or do not want? How are you gonna tell women as a whole demographic what we do and do not want? You don't know us. And honestly, there are a myriad of reasons as to why people might not want to have children. Why women specifically, since that's who we're talking about right now, don't want to have children. I'm gonna go ahead and list off a couple of reasons as to why I personally don't want to have children. I struggle every fucking day to take care of my damn self. I don't want to spend money on anyone who's not me. I have no desire to deal with tantrums in the fucking grocery store. Speaking of the grocery store, I don't want to have to think about picking up somebody, packing up all their shit in addition to all of my shit, only to go to the grocery store and have it take 2 times as long because I am focused on not losing my fucking kid. No. I don't want to go to Little League practice. I don't want to wake up early on the weekends. I want to be able to fucking sleep at night. I want to be able to go on a vacation or go on a date and not have to think about finding a fucking babysitter. And those are all reasons that have nothing to do with fucking pregnancy. I don't think I have the desire to be pregnant. I don't want my nose to swell. I don't want my feet to swell. I don't want my teeth to fall out. I don't want to find out later after I had a baby that you have to put on a freaking ice diaper, or the fact that when you're breastfeeding that you can literally get a milk duct in your armpit. No, none of that sounds fun to me. And we haven't even talked about the fact that you're pushing a whole 8-pound person out of your fucking no. Now, women in general don't owe you any reason as to why they do or do not want to have children. But the fact of the matter is having kids is work. And if you're not 100% sure that you want to put in the work to have a child, then you have no business having a child. They're a whole ass human being that has to go throughout this life on their own with adequate preparation. And they don't deserve to be traumatized because I didn't actually want them to be here. They didn't ask to be here, and that's not fair to them. So no. And I genuinely believe that the only people who are concerned about dying alone and having someone to wipe their ass when they're in their nursing home, it's men. It is 100% men. And let's not even get me started on the fact that having children for the sake of ensuring that you have somebody to take care of you when you die or when you get old enough and can't again wipe your ass, that's selfish. That is incredibly fucking selfish. On top of the fact that there is no fucking guarantee, it doesn't matter how good of a parent you are, there is no guarantee that your kid is going to even want to wipe your ass when you get old. Personally, the reason I don't want kids is because I want to live my life for me on my own terms without having to consider anybody else. And if that makes me selfish, then hell fucking yeah, I'm selfish. But I am not going to bring a child into this world that I didn't actually want to be here. And if that makes you upset, well, tough titties.
At 40, you're gonna want kids. Stop saying y'all don't want kids. That's a damn lie.
I don't know about y'all, but it's been very, very entertaining to watch these men lose their ever-loving fucking minds. Knowing that all you have to do to piss a man off is to say you don't want marriage and kids. Chef's kiss. I have seen so many, so many of these same types of videos of men coming on the internet telling us that we want marriage and kids. We want this, we want that, because if we don't want it, then we're just gonna die alone with 10 cats. I think the general consensus is that we are totally okay with cats. But why are you so paranoid and scared of a woman not needing you? Maybe you should go talk to the lady about that.
It's an insult to every single woman in your family, from your mom to
The women who you say that we are insulting by saying that we don't want kids, our mothers, grandmothers, aunts, everyone else, older women in the family, they're the ones who told us to not do it. Grandmama set us down when we was a kid and said, don't get married, don't have children. Our mothers, our aunts tell us to go to school, focus on your career, travel, live your life. Don't tie yourself down to the first man that you meet. Date around. Put yourself first. They let us know that it was a scam. And see, they were having those conversations with us, but they weren't having them with you. And I think also you men didn't see elder men in your family putting forth the same effort as the women in your family did. So that's why you think it's just an easy peasy thing. You don't see the issue.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Call Holayam La, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Rakat, Quadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures said to do so. Psalms 82, verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. And this is a prime example of a foundation that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has established amongst men and women to reproduce, okay? To bring forth more children, to bring forth more life, man. And as you saw in the clip, you know, women are opting out of reproducing. They're opting out of having a foundation, a family, having a marriage, having a established a union. You know, continuing to build a legacy with a man. You know, they choose to chase the bag. They choose to, you know, elevate themselves in their career or in their businesses that they establish here in Babylon the Great. Okay, so everything is, as the scripture said, are out of course, man. Okay, nothing is under subjection or submission to the natural order. Okay, you know, you see women, you know, proudly and boldly say these things at certain ages, but once they come to a certain age and they realize that, you know, they don't have nobody to leave what they've gained, what they've made to. Because I don't know personally in every other state here in Babylon the Great, but in my state, you know, whatever you have established, whatever you've built, whatever you have in your bank account, whether it be your business or home, whatever you own, okay, once it's gone, If you don't have anybody, if you don't have a will written out to who you're going to give it to, or, children, everything that you possessed, everything that you gained, everything that you worked so hard for goes to the county. Okay, basically goes to the state. Okay, whether it be your house, your vehicles, okay, your bank accounts, everything that you have. If you don't have a will written for it, how you want it to be dispersed, or children to give it to, all your possessions go to the county, the state, man. Okay. But this is also, man, this also shows you that Israelites are highly consumed with the curses, man, and are highly, indulging in the wine and the philosophies of Babylon, man. Okay, and it's also, destroying the nation, man. And not only our nation, now you have the Edomite woman, taking heed to these customs that you wanted to gravitate and wanted to implant on the Israelites, man. Okay, but everything on the earth, all the foundations of the earth are out of course, man. Okay, because the evil is in possession, man. But let's grab a few scriptures to show that in our history that women desire to be husbands. It's like it desire to be wives, to have husbands. Okay, and also first and foremost to have children, man. So let's grab a few accounts. This shouldn't be too long. We'll just grab a few accounts and we'll close out. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 30. We'll start off at verse 1. And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister and said unto Jacob, give me children or else I die. So, in the old days, you had the women of our nation that they desired to have husbands. They desired to have offspring. They desired to have children because they understood their role. It was something that they desired. It was something that they hoped for, that they longed for, to be a wife, to be a mother, to bring forth children, to play out their roles, man. Okay, verse 2. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel, and he said, am I in the Most High's seat? So like, am I in the Most High's stead? Who have withheld from thee the fruit of thy womb, because the Lord at that time closed her womb. Okay, but we also know that Benjamin came out of Rachel. Okay, and also Joseph. Okay, which Joseph was Israel's favorite son, and which we know what Joseph what the Lord did with Joseph and what he established, man. And out of Joseph came two nations that are in Israel right now, which is Manasseh and Ephraim. Okay, because if you want to be technical in the world sense, Manasseh and Ephraim would actually be the nephews of Judah, Naphtali, Gad, Reuben, etc. Levi, they would technically be the nephews of the other tribes. Okay, but Jacob said they shall be my sons. Okay, so they were basically brought into the 12 tribes. Okay, but this is just an account to show you that Rachel desired children. Okay, and let's go to the book of like I said, we're going to get directly to the points on these, man. But just to show you that our people back in those old days desired to be wives, desired to have children. They desired to play their role. So this is the book of Tobit, chapter 3, and I'm going to start off at verse 7. It came to pass the same day that in Ecbatane, a city in Medea, Sarah the daughter of Raguel was also reproached by her father's maids, because that she had been married to 7 husbands, whom Admoedius, the evil spirit, had killed before they had laid with her. Okay, so basically she tried to get married, but this evil spirit had killed 7 of her husbands before they had lain with her. Dost thou now know, said they, that thou hast strangled thine husbands? Thou hast had already 7 husbands, neither was thou named after any of them. Okay, because the ceremony wasn't able to be performed because the husbands were put to death by that evil spirit, but it was all for a cause, because she belonged to her cousin, Tobit. Okay, continuing on, verse 9. Wherefore dost thou beat us for them, If they be dead, go thy ways after them. So the maids is basically being disrespectful towards Sarah, telling you, want you to go ahead and die just like your 7 husbands. Let us never see of thee, listen, let us never see of thee either son or daughter. Do you hear that? Let us neither see of thee either son or daughter. When she heard these things, she was very sorrowful, so that she thought to have strangled herself. And she said, I am the only daughter of my father, and if I do this, it shall be a reproach unto him, and I shall bring his old age with sorrow unto the grave. Then she prayed towards the window. Okay, so basically it shows you that, she was sorrowful because she didn't have a husband. That demon, the evil spirit, killed 7 of her, 7 of the men that she tried to, create that foundation with. She tried to, be a wife, to have children. Okay? And she was sorrowful. It goes deeper into it. That's, like I said, we're just going to get to the point. Y'all can go read these stories yourself. But it goes, it goes into it that she wanted a husband. She wanted to have children. Okay? But the Lord made these things happen because she was supposed to be given to her cousin Tobit. And the main reason why the Lord, one of the reasons why Yahweh Shem Yahushua made this happen is because her father didn't have any sons. Her father's sons had passed away, and so in order for that inheritance to stay in that tribe, she had to marry someone in her same tribe from her kinsman, which was her cousin Tobit. And that also again goes into the law, into Numbers chapter 34 or 36 or 30, somewhere in the 30s, I want to say. Salakia. Okay, but let's continue. Let's grab another account where a woman wept for children, man. Let's go to the book of 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 2. Is that chapter 2? What is that chapter? It might be chapter 1. Salakia. 1 Samuel chapter 1. Khan. 1 Samuel chapter 1, and I'm going to start off at verse 2. And he had 2 wives. The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. Okay, so we're talking about Hannah. Okay, and the man's name was Elkanah. Okay, Elkanah. This is Samuel's father. Okay, so Hannah had no children, and this man went up out of his city yearly to worship and sacrifice unto Yahweh of hosts in Shiloh. And the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priests of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, were there. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Peninnah his wife, and to all her sons and her daughters portions. But unto Hananiah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hananiah, Salakia, but the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, had shut up her womb, and her adversity also provoked her, Salakia, and her adversity also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai had shut up her womb. And as he did so year by year, and she went up to the house of Yahweh, so she provoked her. Therefore she wept and did not eat. Then said Elkanah, her husband, to her, Hannah, Salakia Hannah, yeah, that's the name, Salakia Hannah, forgive me. Why weepest thou? And why eatest thou not? And why is thy heart grieved? Am I not better to thee than 10 sons? So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh, and after they had drunk. Now Eli the priest sat upon a seat by a post of the temple of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And so, even though Elkanah loved her dearly, he had, this great love for her, and he saw that she was weeping because she, didn't bring forth any children. So he basically tried to, cheer her up, saying like, am I not better than having 10 sons? But she wanted children. Okay. And she was in bitterness of soul and prayed unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai and wept sore. And she vowed a vow and said, O Yahweh of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid and remember me, and not forget thine handmaid, but wilt give unto thine handmaid a man child, then I will give him unto the then I will give unto the Lord Yahweh all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. Okay, because it also goes into the Lord basically stated and said, thy firstborn son shall be mine. Okay, now Samuel was a priest and a Nazarite, obviously. Okay, because that's the vow that she's making to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And it came to pass as she continued praying before Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that Eli marked her mouth. Now Hananiah, she spake in her heart, which is her mind, which is your mind. Only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken, and Eli said unto her, how long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. And Hananiah answered and said, no, my lord, I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Count not thine handmaid for a daughter of Salakia. I'm excited. Count not thy handmaid for a daughter of Balael, for out of thine abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken hitherto. Then Eli answered and said, go in peace, and the Most High of Israel grant thee thy petition that thou hast asked of him. And she said, let thine handmaid find grace in thy sight. So the women went her way and did eat, and her countenance was no more sad. Damn it. Salakia. Okay, let me see. Verse 20. Wherefore it came to pass when the time was come about after Hananiah had conceived, and she bare a son and called his name Samuel, saying, because I have asked unto him Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So like because I have asked on to him of the Lord Yahweh. Now, real quick, I'm gonna get the meaning of Samuel's name, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a Shimwa'Allah. Where is that? Shimwa'Allah. Yep, Samuel, because we got a brother in the camp with his name, Shimwa'Allah, which means name is power. Shimwa'Allah, which means name is power. That's the name for Samuel. Shimwa'Allah, name is power. Okay, so basically, man, you see that our ancestors desired to be wives and they desired to have children. And now, the curses is upon our people. They have drunken the Babylonian juice and they don't want to be wives. And they don't want to bring forth children. Basically, everybody is selfish as hell. Okay, but natural reality in this queendom, this captivity, it's really better for you not to have children. And let's get a precept and we'll close out on that. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 1. Better it is to have no children. Okay, better it is to have no children and to have virtue, for the memorial thereof is immoral. because it is known with the Most High and with men. Okay, so in actual reality, because our children don't belong to us, we can't teach our children correctly. We can't chastise and correct our children. Everything in this captivity, this society is completely against the Israelites, man. So it's better off really to not have children at all and really to just wait to the kingdom. But as we read in, Psalms 82 verse 5, everything is out of course, man. Everything, man. Our women have chosen the customs of this world and not the customs of our heritage and the ordinances and the guidelines of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So, man, I don't want to write this out, man. I hope and I pray that this is edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true, sincere Aki and Wa Akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Call Holayim La, Abanawa Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakak Kwadash, Watha Wada Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakak Kwadash, for putting the spirit on me, my elder apostles, elder bishops, elders, brothers on down, for doing these epistles to enlighten you, to inform you, to edify you, and uplift you through the power and spirit and words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Yahushai. May the blessing and election and protection be upon you and your household. I don't want to Ratazah into the next one. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shalom.